Hello, welcome to Dakota Basement Systems. I would like to introduce to you our foundation post and install it in this basement mock-up we have. This foundation post is the best choice for your bowing and cracking foundation walls. It provides a permanent maintenance-free solution, restoring the strength and integrity to the value of your home. Installation is actually quite simple and is completely done and maintained by our professional team. This means no need to hassle with tools and equipment to the homeowner, ever. Our all-inclusive service can restore compromised foundation's structural integrity and value back to your home. Let's start with installing the foundation post and anchoring it to the foundation's footing. Here, the spring-loaded head unit has been installed. Note that the spring has been compressed, and the gap between the post and the foundation, due to a bowing foundation wall. Our trademarked, spring-loaded head unit, applies constant force on the foundation, pushing on the wall. As the spring decompresses, the wall moves outward. On regular service intervals, our experienced service team adjusts the spring tension, reapplying full force on the foundation. This process is repeated and allows for our foundation post to correct bowing walls. Unlike other procedures available, with the patent-pending spring-loaded head unit, the constant force moves and corrects foundations quicker, and not just stopping damage, but correcting foundation issues, restoring structural integrity and value. Now that the bowing foundation has been corrected, it is necessary to lock this wall into its corrected position. Allowing this wall to flex with seasonal movement will only weaken the mortar joints, compromising structural integrity. The final step in this process will be to have our service team remove the high-pressure tension spring and install a solid spacer to prevent any seasonal movement. This will ensure the highest quality reinforcement to the foundation and is maintenance-free, with no need for any future service. Congratulations, your home's value and structural integrity have been restored, completed in a timely manner by your most trusted professionals, all completed by experienced service team start to finish, and completely maintenance-free. No need to be concerned with any periodic seasonal maintenance. You can now confidently finish the basement. With standard 2x4 framing, there will be room to run electrical and insulation. The best part is that they may be completely concealed, without need to access in the future. Whether it will be shiplap, drywall, paneling, or maybe a fireplace, your home is yours again, worry-free and maintenance-free. Enjoy the new space and added value to your biggest investment. Bowing or cracking basement foundation walls? Don't let these situations get worse with time. Call Dakota Basement Systems now. Give yourself peace of mind. We will provide a correct and accurate diagnosis of the situation, not just sell you a system. Our solutions include the most cost-effective on the market. And include a monthly service until the job is done correctly, not your typical install and run service. With Dakota Basement Systems, you will get a maintenance-free repair, with no need for future maintenance. We stay with the job until completion. This means the homeowner will never need to tighten or adjust. When we are done, so is the job. Better than new. Save yourself the hassle and expense. Our products and procedures outperform all the others. Our methods do not create compression. And there are things we promise we will never do. We do the jobs they can't, and fix those they do. From diagnosis to completion, choose Dakota Basement Systems 5-star service. Technology, methods, products, service. Best solution for your basement needs. For your biggest investment. 605-260-1634. www.dakotabasementsystems.com.
Hey everyone, it's Devin. I am here in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. I posted yesterday about my foundation, and I'll show you kind of what it looked like over here. I did take down most of the framing that was here, but you can still see just the wall has bowed out because there weren't gutters around the house for years, and so the water got in the soil and pushed it in. So what we're doing though now is the Eric from Dakota Basement Systems is over here.
Hi.
And Dan, right?
Dave.
Dave, I was so close. I'm sorry, Dave. And Dave are here. They carried these ginormous, very heavy
We call
beams,
them foundation posts.
foundation posts down. And over here, they've already done the south wall. And then Eric just explained all of this so well, and I was like, I should have filmed that. So can you just tell me what happened over here?
Well, there's a bow in this wall, and it was tilted in. And so with these posts, we were able to correct the bow, and we actually pushed this wall out roughly 3/8 of an inch. And then we locked it into place with these beams. So this not only took the bow out, but it perpendicular or made the wall plumb again.
Okay.
And then we locked it into place. No further maintenance ever required. It's a done, fixed, maintenance-free, finished product.
Okay.
Now over here on this west wall, we did take out 5/8, maybe 3/4 of an inch of bow out of it. We only have 2 installed. We got 2 more to do. But we already moved it, that 5/8, 3/4 of an inch roughly. And over time, we'll continue to tighten them up until they're plumb and perpendicular. We'll lock these into place as well.
Okay. So it's a little different though than anchors that like are dug into the ground. These posts will be just permanent, and they get bolted down into not the foundation.
We actually anchor them down into the footing, not the floor, but they're anchored down into the footing underneath the floor.
Anchored into the footing, and then attached to the floor trusses up here, and then they're able to tighten them, and it pulls the beam or the foundation post to where it needs to go, and then it just stays there once it's as straight as it can be forever. Unlike anchors where you have to continually like maintain them.
The ground is always moving. The ground is alive, and so if you don't keep them tight, we use them when we have to, but if you don't keep them tight, you lose ground. You'll never gain that back. So with these, they're maintenance free, which is a huge bonus. So they can straighten the wall, that actually push the wall out, and it's a maintenance free product. An earth anchor would actually create compression down on the bottom side of the wall. You'd have a steel plate here, and it tries to push this in, but it creates compression on the bottom side. So if that bottom's pushed out, it'll never bring that back in. This post is down at the cold joint, and it actually pushes the wall plumb from the bottom up. So it doesn't create any compression. It pushes it the correct way from the bottom up, and no compression's ever involved.
Because you're getting it as tight as you can down there.
That's really important. It's tight down there, right?
Yeah. He's done that all the way along here. And so they've got, right now they're going over to the north wall, which is the worst. How many posts will go?
7. There's enough muscle. We need enough muscle to move that, so we got 7 of them.
So there's 7 posts that are going to go along this wall. They've got to kind of maneuver around the water heater and then the washer and dryer, electrical and plumbing that is over there. So, but it's going well.
Yeah,
right?
Better than expected, honestly, with all the obstacles we've had. Yeah, it's gone really well.
And he doesn't mean all the stuff that I have in here as obstacles, because that could be, right?
Oh, that's no worries. We got a 3-foot racetrack. We're good.
Okay. All right. So anything else? I mean, this one's pretty bad.
It's really bad. I mean, it's more than a couple inches. So it's going to take months. We provide a monthly service. We come back roughly every 30 days to tighten those up. We have a spring-loaded head unit up there,
which is
and as this wall,
right?
Yep. As as that wall moves, that spring will work for us even though we're not here. But we come back and tighten that spring back up so it continues to work. And that'll move that wall the most effective and quickest way possible so we can lock into place. We've got to take that spring out when we're done. Because if we don't, that wall will maintain the ability to move.
Oh, I see.
And that'll tear out the mortar joints. And that's another bad thing about it. That wall moves seasonally. It's just how they work. With these, we lock them into place. It never moves. It's a solid permanent fix.
And then if we weren't able to do that, we'd probably have to lift the whole house up and replace this eventually, right? Like if I wouldn't have...
It wouldn't have been too long. Unfortunately, this wall would have caved and there's no salvage to it at that point. So you're right. We have to come in here. We literally lift the wall, excavate it all out, tear the wall out, possibly put in a new footing if needed, but then build a new wall. You typically block in this case because it is block and we tie in the corners. Or, you could do boards or something. But yeah, then you have to replace the wall, let it sit for a week, then you let the house back down, we waterproof it and back built.
What's something like that cost?
Well, every house is different, every situation is different, but it's, $15,000, $20,000 deal, easy.
Just a
one
wall to lift it?
To lift it, excavate it, put in the new wall, backfill it, waterproof it, and do all that.
What if it was all the walls? Like you had to redo everything?
Then you're looking at a completely new basement.
Yeah.
You have to look at the return on investment. Is the property worth doing? All of that.
Yeah. See? Speaking my language.
Yeah.
This is definitely, I will get a good return on investment. And I don't remember, I should know this, but I think this will be between 11 and 13. I don't remember the quote.
I don't think it was quite that high, but I have to look at the paperwork too.
You heard him right here. He said it wasn't quite that high. But for, not having to worry about it ever again, once they're as set as they can be, and then to not have to dig everything out, not have to do anchors, it's totally a great system. So very cool. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, yay! There, now you learned stuff. Good job, Facebook friends. Bye.
I have talked to a lot of companies over this past month and a half. Mm-hmm. You are the only one that seems very genuine and clear and knowledgeable about trying to help me with this situation because it's so stressful.
Work done from Eric. How did you hear about Dakota Basement Systems and Eric and his crew?
Yeah, well, we were kind of actually looking around and we had some work done with another company and we still had some problems with seepage, and I called Eric and I actually called a couple other companies and they didn't show up when they said they were gonna. So I called Eric, he said he was here right when he said he was gonna be here, and he always has been.
Wonderful.
And he looked around and said, yeah.
And so you definitely would recommend them to others?
Yeah, and I've recommended him to a couple other people, and anybody that asked me about him, and I've been told over and over again by the people that I've recommended that they're happy with the work and it's performed. This is the first year we've had no humidity, and our basement is basically fixed. We used to have humidity on our windows all the time, and now our dehumidifier doesn't run at all anymore. And he still comes out and checks on it once in a while, and I can just send him a text every once in a while, even on things that aren't related to basement, and he gets back to me right away. And
so good follow-up as well.
Yeah.
That's great. We're amazing. This has been professional.
And that's part of it with Eric and his company is they have the same mindset, and that's important. So that goes back to the quality issue and stuff, and the way they handle it, and how he is about making sure that what he does, he stands behind his work 100%.
Is important.
Yes. Every customer, yeah. Their uniqueness, whatever they have going on, he handles it in such an amazing way. I could not recommend him more. Yeah. And we do already.
We tell everybody or anybody that'll listen, if you ever need basement work done, call this man.
Call Dakota Basement.
Because they're great. Don't go with anybody else, call Dakota Basement.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Taking care of the problem, and he came to the house, explained it to us, and many of my neighbors came over, mostly women, and he sold me on it right away. Very nice guy.
Can you explain a little bit of the process of the work that you had him do for you?
Oh, it's a big job. Breaking up the concrete around the whole foundation of the basement. This is on the inside.
Yes.
And he had very good workers, very hard workers. And he would do the concreting or the breaking it up and then carrying that out and then putting the pebbles, rocks in and the drain tile in and then reconcreting. It was a big job.
And once you started the project, he was good to be there.
And he was there the whole time.
Yeah,
yes,
come routinely and finish up as quickly as they possibly could.
Yes, he explained it really good how it was going to work,
Sure.
and we covered everything that I didn't move out, and yes, it worked really good. I was very glad.
Yeah,
it means a lot to me to know I won't have water.
And that issue again, that is so true.
Yeah.
Did you search out anyone else to compare?
Not really. I've heard of other companies, but
you just felt confident enough once you had him come over. That
right.
Decided,
He always said I could come and call him, so I kept his number.
Very nice. Well, that's reassuring to know that if you have any upcoming problems or questions, he's right there.
That's right. I'll keep his number.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Well, thank you.
And I'll also recommend him to other people, if anybody asks me.
Good. Well, thank you so much for coming tonight.
Well, this is very nice. I'm glad to be here.
Yes. Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome, too.
But for, not having to worry about it ever again, once they're as set as they can be, and then to not have to dig everything out, not have to do anchors, it's totally a great system. So, very cool. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, yay! There, now you learned stuff. Good job, Facebook friend. Bye!
5-star review from Drew Carroll. We can't say enough good things about Eric and his company. The things that stand out the most: unparalleled expertise, quality work, and integrity. We bought a house that's over 100 years old and realized shortly thereafter that the basement flooded when it rained. When Eric came for a consult, he traveled all the way up to Summit, South Dakota. He was able to figure out the sources of the flooding. It was both surface water and hydrostatic pressure from the water table. He gave us wonderful advice on things we could do ourselves to get rid of the surface water problem and was extremely patient in answering all our questions in person, over the phone, and also over email about how he could fix the rest. We had gotten other quotes and been extremely nervous about what other companies told us needed to be done, wanting to drill through our already fragile foundation to reach their internal drain tile system. Eric assured us his procedure is very different for foundations like ours, thus protecting the structural integrity. We initially thought the problem was limited to one area, but after talking with Eric we knew better what to look for and were able to find multiple other areas that were part of the problem. We are so glad we did the entire perimeter of our basement. No more breaking out in a cold sweat when it rains. He and his team did a fantastic and efficient job, keeping us updated as they did the work and answering every question along the way. Even now, if we contact him with questions or concerns, he responds usually within the same day. He 100% stands behind his work, and this system has a lifetime guarantee. We absolutely know if there's a problem. Eric won't hesitate to take care of it. Such a relief after reading about so many customers who used other companies that wouldn't stand behind their work. Thank you, Eric. 5-star review from Jane Howardson. A friend of ours had told us about Dakota Basements and we should give them a call. And we did. About 4 years ago, we had hired another basement business for a different project. Unfortunately, their work has not done what they claimed. Eric and his help came and explained what could be done to straighten up this wall. The finished project is amazing. We are so impressed with the outcome that we just want people to know, if you need help with a basement project, you only need to call Eric at Dakota Basement Systems. Hands down, Eric and his company is your best choice. Jane H. 5-star review from Ruth Wiersma. Eric did a great job explaining what needed to be done before doing anything. Was not pushy for us to make a decision the day he came. Has a superior product to help fix issues that competitors do not have, plus a better price. Would recommend him to anyone. Thanks for doing a great job. Positive, responsiveness, punctuality, quality, professionalism, value. 5-star review from Sarah Smiles. Eric and Dakota Basement Systems have been top-notch to work with. We had a devastating basement situation and they came and looked right away. They gave us a bid for a fair price, cheaper than the competition, and had a video explaining everything so that inexperienced people like us could understand their plan and recommendations. They did the work on time and even better than promised, and went above and beyond to fix our problem, even coming back to move a wall after we excavated. Eric also told us things we could do ourselves to save money, which no competitors ever did. Great communication all along the way. No high-pressure sales, but just genuine concern about helping rectify our basement and foundation situation. We can't recommend them highly enough. While we hope to never have more basement/foundation issues, we will certainly use them in the future if we do. After so many problems with contractors in the past, we are so grateful to have found a good one. Thank you, Eric and team. Positive, responsiveness, punctuality, quality, professionalism, value. 5-star review from Alex Topel. As a relatively new homeowner, my wife and I were sick to our stomachs when our previous drain tile system failed, leading to moisture and mold throughout our basement. Dakota Basement alleviated our burden with ease. I hardly go out of my way to leave reviews. However, I cannot express how grateful I am to have Eric and his crew fix our basement. The communication and service was nothing short of excellent, and their work was expedient and reliable. I would gladly recommend Dakota Basement to anybody. 5-star review from Cassie Pease. Eric and his team are absolutely wonderful to work with. Eric gave a thorough inspection of our basement and took the time to explain everything and give suggestions for improvements, many that we could choose to do ourselves to save money. He definitely knows what he's doing, and the work that we ended up hiring him to do was done promptly and looks amazing. I would definitely recommend Dakota Basement Systems to anyone with basement foundation issues. 10 out of 10. 5-star review from Doc Walker. Eric is absolutely a pleasure to work with, efficient, knowledgeable, professional, and reasonably priced. We would not hesitate to call on him again for help if needed. Positive, responsiveness, punctuality, quality, professionalism, value. 5-star review from Julie Williams. I emailed Eric in the morning, and he responded with a phone call mid-afternoon. I explained my issues and he guided me through some troubleshooting. He ended up coming to our house to check things out personally the exact same day. He was clearly an expert in his trade. He explained things clearly, made some suggestions, and patiently walked through our interior/exterior. He did not try to upsell us, and we felt he had our best interest in mind. We had previously worked with another basement company, and we were unsatisfied with their service. We will highly recommend Dakota Basement Systems to anyone deciding on services. Thank you, Eric. You made a hard week much more bearable. 5-star review from Jenny Dessenberg. Eric and his team were very thorough and communicative throughout the process. His proposal and accompanied video was top-notch. We were very impressed with the proposal and services. Positive, responsiveness, quality, professionalism. 5-star review from Kevin Chambliss. It was clear that Eric was a subject matter expert from my first phone call with him. Dakota Basement Systems installed an egress window at our house. His crew was friendly. The quality of the work was exceptional. I highly recommend Eric and Dakota Basement Systems. 5-star review from Mary Baugh. I am thrilled with the work Dakota Basements did for our basement. We bought a century-plus old home that the basement needed major work and support. The basement originally looked like a scene straight out of a horror movie, but now it's supported, water and moisture resistant, and smells fresh with all the exposed insulation tucked away. It's a good healthy space to do laundry with projects and workout in. All the guys are good-natured and hard-working, all around polite as well. When we're ready to make the basement somewhere to hang out in, we'll be calling Eric and the guys. Positive, responsiveness, punctuality, quality, professionalism, value. 5-star review from Ray Lai. I have 2 cracks on my ceiling and part of my basement cement has a crack. The basement crack was patched a year ago and now it reopened again. So I had concerns that I have foundation issues. I consulted another popular foundation repair company that rhymes with Hackern. They gave me a quote of $50,000 plus to fix my foundation. Shocking. I wanted to get more opinions. So I consulted Eric from Dakota Basement. After visiting my house, he said I didn't have foundation issue, but need to look into ceiling trusses. I appreciated his honesty. I was so relieved that I didn't have to tear my house apart for no reason. This is a company I trust and will recommend to everyone. Thank you so much. The world needs more honest folks like you. 5-star review from Robert Sword. I definitely recommend Dakota Basement Systems for basement foundation issues. My mom's basement masonry block wall structure in Aberdeen, South Dakota had shifted over time. They efficiently and quickly installed columns to begin the process of stabilizing the basement walls and have now restored the integrity of her foundation. They continue to come back every couple of months to bring the walls back to their original position. Originally, I asked for 3 quotes to address our foundation problem. Dakota Basement Systems' quote was very competitive and convincing, and more importantly, they delivered. 5-star review from RJMB. Eric and his team were absolutely incredible. If you are having basement flooding issues, Eric is your man. I not only had Eric put in tiling, but I also had him put in my radon and 2 egress windows. Do not let his competitors sell you on the cheap junk they put in. You have to get down into the foundation and get the water moving, not when it's about to flood your basement floor like his competitor systems do. My rain gutters move more water than his competitors do. Do it right the first time and you'll have peace of mind. Regards,
Ron.
5-star review from Steve Davis. Eric was great, and we were pleased with the foundation posts they installed in our basement. Very knowledgeable and pleasant to be around. We'll recommend them to anyone. 5-star review from Vicky Gray. Our basement was flooded from the McCook Lake flood when the flood waters were redirected to us. We had to demo our entire finished basement, which revealed walls that were cracked and looked like they were caving in. Eric came out the next day and we set up a plan to stabilize them so that we would be safe in our home. His schedule was moving faster than expected, so he was able to come out almost a week earlier. Thank you, Dakota Basement Systems, for giving us peace of mind.
Got a question for you. I have a wall that it's not really bowed, it was just tipping in a little bit.
Okay.
And I hired somebody else, and they put in the beams with the cleat on the bottom.
Oh.
And they went up into the floor joists. And they quit moving, and they promised me a straight wall. So they said, well, the only way to do that is to dig it out in the back. I was wondering if you'd be interested in giving a quote on that, or do you not want to touch it since somebody else has already started?
Well, what they use there is a power brace, and we don't use those. We have our own foundation post. It's patented foundation post from our own company. And it will straighten walls and correct their plumbness. So the only way that, somebody'd have to take all that out of there before, if they promise, I suggest you just get back to them and have them take care of it.
And they can't promise that even if they dig out the exterior of the foundation, on my east side, they're not guaranteeing a straight wall then either.
Yeah. Then you say at the beginning that they did promise you that?
Yeah, verbally, but they said in the contract, it states in the contract that it'll stabilize it. And I go, that's not what I was sold. And he goes, well, then you should have read your contract.
What company is this?
Blackburn.
Okay. Yeah, we've had to redo a lot of their work. Okay.
But yeah, I guess it's my bad for not calling somebody else. And they said, oh yeah, it'll move it right back. And now they're saying that it won't. Because I almost wonder if they haven't had issues in the last 2 years with these things about it not moving it back.
More than you and I can count together. Yep. The more we redo so many of those, it'd spin your head. I couldn't even tell you how many houses we have lifted off the foundation that they've worked on right now till we can get back to stabilize those walls.
Yeah, and they said, well, it's not going to tip in any farther. And I go, I wanted a straight wall. It's tipped in 2 inches from the bottom to the top. Well, about 1.5 inches, But, and also more information, which I told them straight up. Many years ago, I did have the block rotted and reinforced, so they put rebar down it and filled up some of the tubes with concrete, because I was told that would help stop it too. Does that change your thought process on being able to straighten that wall?
Well, if it's bowed, it probably won't come out of the bowl, but as far as plumbness, that should be correctable.
Okay. Well, I mean, like I said, it's not really bowed. It's just that it's tipping in as an assembly, except in like one or two bricks where the support beam is for the floor joist.
Mm-hmm.
Because it couldn't push that. Those 2 bricks stayed there, so I mean, you can see exactly how far back the entire wall needs to go.
Yeah, we've always had success correcting that. I'm not going to promise that it's always 100%, but
right.
It's certainly a good chance.
Yeah, and they said that they didn't want to dig it out because it's only 7 feet from the wall to the neighbor's house, and they said they couldn't put the dead men in the neighbor's property. When I told them, I said, I've already talked to Pam, and she'll sign the contract saying it's okay to put those in my property. Like I said, this just went from bad to worse.
Okay.
So, I realize right now you probably have a bunch of other issues with people getting walls pushed in by water.
Yeah.
Your phone's probably coming off the hook with my wall is caving in right now. What can I do?
A lot of water,
right?
A lot of waterproofing and wall repair. Yeah.
Yeah. Would you be interested in coming out and taking a look at what they've done and what your cost would be to get my wall straight?
Well, unfortunately, I already know what they've done. Like I said, I couldn't tell you how many homes we already have lifted that they've worked on until we can get back to repair them. So I already know what that is. If you want to get all that out of there or something.
Okay, so quick question. If I go get joist jacks and I jack up some of the pressure off the sill plate, would that help?
Well, it could, but it could also allow it to come in too. So you got to be careful there. That weight of that house can be part of the stabilization of that wall, keeping it from caving in more.
Okay. Didn't think about that until you said it, and it's like, okay, there's common sense kicking in again, which I don't have on occasion. So, all right. Well, damn. Like I said, would it be something you'd be interested in coming and taking a look at? Yeah, no. Like I said, I got 5 power braces in there, and the wall was moving a little bit, and then it quit before it even got wet outside, and they came back up to look at it, and
who put the power braces in?
That was Blackburn. He said that, okay, and before you even got it out, you go, let me guess, they used power braces, and it didn't work, and now it's your fault. And you've kind of filled me in on that one right away.
I see.
Yep, I've been fixing.
I don't remember that part, but yeah.
Yeah.
So, are you going to have them stand behind this work, I guess, is the first place to start?
Them standing behind it is charging me another $6,000 to dig out the foundation, and then they still don't guarantee a straight wall.
Well,
that they can move the wall back even after they dig it out.
Okay. I guess I don't know why they would charge you more money if they promised you to reinforce and straighten the wall to begin with. Why are they charging more money? Why don't they just stand behind what they've already done?
Yeah, I know. I went into this one, and they basically won't. They send me to voicemail when I call them after the last time they came out.
So now they won't even answer your calls?
Not really, no. The guy that put it in, he's moved up the ladder, and now he's the area manager, Miguel, and he won't answer a phone call, and I talk to whoever's at the main office, and they go, well, that's not guaranteed to move it back, and I go, well, that's not what I was sold. Your salesman said it would bring the wall back, and Miguel said, yeah, as soon as the wall moves back, call us and we'll replace the screws and put in shorter ones so you can finish it. And now they say, well, we never said that. So they're backpedaling on their what they said it would do. And the contract says stabilize and move wall, but now they're on their website. They went away from moving the wall back to it just stabilizes the wall. It doesn't move it. So since I did this 2 years ago, they changed their website.
Well, I would suggest that get them to stand behind what they said they were going to do. I don't know. If you have me or anybody else go in there and do something, they're not going to stand behind anything at all for sure.
Yeah, I know. So maybe I'll give them a call too and see. Like I said, he sent me a bid and to dig it out, but like I said, we still don't guarantee the wall will move back even after we dig it out. Because they're concerned that there's only 6.5, 7 feet of area to back dig before we get to the property line.
Yeah, well, with our system, you don't have to do any of that anyway. And we don't.
You don't need to back dig?
No.
You don't need to dig out?
No, and we don't leave the job until it's corrected and straight and plumb, so.
Oh, that'd be really nice since I put in privacy fence and redid the landscaping on that side, but I was willing to redo that landscaping if I had to. But their thing now is to dig it out and push it back the old-fashioned way, which, like I said, I already got $6,000 tied up into them for power braces and lifting concrete, and they didn't lift the concrete, and my wall didn't move, and that's how far, it's just been a bad thing with them.
Yeah.
It only needs to come back like an inch.
Yeah, it shouldn't be a problem
overall,
at all. Yeah, it shouldn't be a problem at all.
And I told them, I go, this isn't going to be an issue since the wall was rotted and reinforced 15 years ago too. And they go, nope, we'll move. Well, it's still in line. It's just tipping in at the top, and it's a straight angle. The wall's not bowed. It's just tipping in at the top.
They go,
that should tip right up.
Yeah, they're just telling you whatever they can to get your check, and then they get in there, and then here you are. So.
Right. Like I said, I paid $2,000 to have concrete lifted, and I still have 1.5 inch gap on my back approach going into my garage. Because that's all. They basically raised it a 1/4 inch and still charged me $1,800 for that.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd pay them. I think you should get on the website and leave them some reviews, though. I think you should do that.
Maybe get their attention that way, that they're willing to work, so I can change my review.
Well, I've known a lot of people that they paid over $2,000 just to keep quiet. They couldn't fix the problem, but they paid them $2,000 to be quiet about it. And some people more.
Yeah, well, I know that 2 people didn't use them because of my experience.
Good morning.
Well, good morning. Eric Anderson here.
Hi, Eric. This is Laura. I've got you on your phone, and my husband Tony is here too.
Oh, okay, good. Very good. I got your message yesterday. We were in the middle of a job site and didn't get home till late, so.
I figured you were probably busy. No problem at all.
Okay, very good. Well, I got your message. You're ready to move forward and get that waterproofed over there.
Yes.
Okay. I think and I hope I can still maintain the old estimate that we have. I hope I don't have to change the pricing or anything on there.
Oh,
so
okay.
I hope that's the case. I looked it over and everything. Prices have gone up, yes, but I think I can still adhere to it. So.
Okay. Yeah, I was just going to let you know, some things kind of came up, and then we were back, I think it was this spring, and went up, and my neighbor to the north, you did his basement.
Yep, really nice guy, helped me out a lot.
And went up there and looked, and, was just so impressed with what you had done, and after seeing that, it made up our mind that, we wanted to go with you versus Blackburn. And then just kind of took me a while to get you called. So
okay, very good.
Now, what, because I'll have to kind of give my renters a heads up.
Okay.
Because there's some, I don't know what you're going to have to move, because, I got a pressure tank down there, and, I got that water filtration system, and...
Okay.
Yeah, well, I just don't remember what all's going to be involved for you guys and what kind of prep work we're going to have to do.
I should probably stop by and just take another look at that, and I'll have to let you know when that's going to work for me, so we can get the renters and so forth aware.
Yep.
That way I can, see what we need to do with all these little details like that.
That'd be great. And I actually have, both my renters work, but I have a property manager that I hired.
Okay.
So they would be able to easily meet you out there, I would think.
Sure.
So, yeah.
I have the contact information for the one you had a little over a year ago. Is it the same one, or is there someone new?
Nope. Well, it's Access Realty. Her name is Jaden, though. I think it's probably someone new.
Yeah, I think the other one was a Mike, if I remember right.
It's still the same company, but Jaden is the one who handles this now.
Okay.
The number that you called me from, can I text you?
Yes, this is my personal cell phone, so yes, you can. I'm in the office, but I use my cell phone.
Okay,
so
I'll
yes, you
text
can.
You.
Okay.
I'll text you her information then.
Okay.
And then if you could just keep me updated, or what I might do is I might just start a 3-way chat with all of us and kind of
Sure.
introduce. But yeah, looking forward to this, Eric.
Awesome, yeah. So is there any specific timeline or instructions that I should be aware of from you?
No.
Okay, all right.
Yep. I mean, I just, we lucked out this last spring. I
Did ya?
can't believe it. They said they had not one drop of water in the basement.
I'll be darned.
Yeah,
Huh.
shocked.
Yeah, I am too. It's been quite wet with some of these rains. So.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. So
Well, good.
yeah, I just want to get it done. I want to have a quality job done, something that I can trust and rely on in the future. And
Okay. Is your email okay? Because there was a informational video that I had sent with. I don't know if you ever seen that. It's not posted anymore. So if you're interested in seeing that, I would like to repost it. Make sure I have correct information for you to get
absolutely. We'd love to look at it again.
Okay.
Now, also, I don't know if you've been back to Jimmy's. Probably not.
I haven't since we got done that day. I haven't heard a word from him.
He's really happy with it.
I'm so glad to hear
I
that.
will tell you that.
Okay, awesome.
But he did some stuff on his walls that I thought was really interesting. So, can I have you, when you're out there again, because some of those walls, some of the walls were the concrete bricks.
Okay.
Which are, I'm pretty sure it was like the bricks. But then some of it probably looks like maybe it was like a cement with a stone, and there's some.
That's what that foundation is. Yeah, it's field stone and lime. Yep.
So when you look, could you make recommendations and maybe give me an estimate as to what it might cost to shore it up a little bit?
Okay.
I mean, I don't think, because when you walk down the stairs, there's kind of like two halves. I don't know how they do this.
Mm-hmm.
When you go to the right, I mean, that looks probably more secure. That probably looks like it's the cement blocks and stuff.
Yeah.
But when you go to the left, that looks more like the old,
Right.
like you said, cement and limestone.
Yeah.
And I guess I just look at that and sometimes have concerns.
And I remember when I was there was a concern, and I should watch that informational video, which I haven't done since way back then. But I recall needing to put a structural support in that doorway as you would turn left on the right-hand side of that doorway, if I remember. I'll go back over that.
Yeah.
But that was part of that informational video.
Okay. So, if you can resend that, that'd be great. And then, when you go back out, if you can take a look at that stuff too, I'd really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Yeah, we'll make sure it's right. Yeah.
Thanks, Eric. Looking forward to working with you.
Okay, you bet. Thank you so much.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hello.
Hey, Craig. Eric Anderson here at Dakota Basements. How you doing?
Pretty good. Yourself?
Not bad at all. It sounds like you're having more issues now, or is it the same thing you've been working on?
Well, it's kind of the same thing I've been working on. They come up and fixed it, but they didn't get the job done.
Okay.
And I'm not sure if they can get it done totally anyway. I don't know. But they're supposed to be coming back. They ain't coming back till the 3rd of July. They were here and said, "Oh, this is a lot better job." They're like, "Well, they already did it once, but they didn't do it right." They got the plates. They put the plates in there, but they didn't tighten the bolts. So I tightened the bolts, and the one of them's heaving up dirt. They didn't put it deep enough. I don't know. You know, it's just.
Well, are you gonna try to have them stand behind it then, or get your money back?
They're coming back to stand behind it, but I'm not only so patient. You know.
My concern is we can come in there and actually fix the problem, but if we do, they're not going to stand behind anything or give you any refund, you know.
Well, yeah, exactly. Or they'll come out and say, well, it's guaranteed for 10 years or whatever.
Yeah, they're going to say that anyway, but
I know. Yep.
That's not going to fix your issue, and it's going to get worse.
Well, that's what I'm afraid of.
So. You know, I'll be glad to.
I mean, I didn't pay him. I paid him a down payment, but I didn't pay him for the job. They keep sending me bills, but they ain't gonna get paid until they fix it right, or I just tell them forget it. You know.
Okay.
That's kind of where I'm at with it, because I don't know. You sound like you had a lot of experience with that. I mean, I wouldn't mind if you'd take a look at it.
The difference between Dakota Basement System pressure release system and the competitor's water guard. You'll notice that, first of all, you only have 3/4 to an inch of concrete in their little trench that they've hammered out to put this little trough on top of the footing. Whereas we do quite a bit larger trench and get down to the bottom of the footing. Our work starts where theirs is stopped. And that can cause issues with lateral pressure from the foundation, the earth pushing on it. That little bit of concrete there is not enough to hold that wall out. And so therefore we put the floor back to its original thickness. In this case it's about 3.5 inches thick, and that's what we return it to. And we'll drill holes into the foundation block to allow the water to come out. This water guard system hardly catches the water once it's already in the basement. It doesn't relieve any pressures, doesn't correct any issues. You'll notice that there are several cracks and a lot of effervescence from hydrostatic water still pushing up through this floor. That's why the system has failed and being replaced. Quite a bit larger trench that we dig. Get down to the bottom of the footing. 1.5 inch, 1.25 inch crushed rock. There are no ports in our system for dehumidifiers. It's not necessary. The humidity level will drop automatically due to no water being in the basement from the earth. Signs of effervescence and deterioration of the basement concrete floor due to hydrostatic groundwater, because the previous waterproofing system that's been installed, water guard system by our competitors, doesn't have the ability to relieve those pressures or the pressure on the foundation wall. Lateral pressure is still present and creating cracks from lateral pressure, horizontal, vertical cracks. Also, you'll notice that the concrete is only 3/4 to an inch thick in the small trench that they've hammered out for this system to go in. It does not replace the 3.5 inches of concrete that was original in this floor, which is what we'll return it to when the project is done. So notice how much deeper our trench is. Our trench starts at the top of the footing, doesn't stop. So we've picked up where they've left off, and we go clear to the bottom of the footing with our trench. That's where the water is, that's where the pressure is. Without doing it that way, the problem will never go away, and obviously is sustained and cause many issues for this poor customer that spent all this money from another system by another company.
Let me get the hose in there so it can drain the water out. In the tunnel, we go straight through there. It's the crew. Ray, what you doing? Let's see what you're doing. Let's do another one for me, Ray. We got it. Yeah, and we drilling the hose, drill the hose straight through there. Make sure the center blocks, drill the hole through the center blocks. That's to make sure the water drain out. And dig a tunnel under that one, around that sewer. I mean around the water main.
Come here, record card.
And this is what we do.
At least 2 buckets, right?
Think 2 more?
At least 2. Do 2 and probably 3.
All the way around. Boom.
Hello there, and welcome to Dakota Basement Systems, the best choice for your biggest investment.
Our dehumidifier doesn't run at all anymore. And we had some work done with another company, and we still had some problems with.
These here are our competition holes, right through here. This is where they've drilled their holes for the water to come out. You can see that we're currently drilling holes down here at the bottom where the footing is, and that's where the water is. As you see, the water just starts coming out of here immediately, and it continues to run. Putting up here does no good whatsoever. It's very imperative that we get down to the bottom of the footing with our trench. This is where the water is, and you can see how far we've dug down to the bottom of the footing. These other methods only create other problems. And without proper procedure and materials, the problem will never be fixed.
I talked to a lot of companies over this past month and a half. You're the only one that seems very genuine and sincere and knowledgeable about trying to help me with this situation because it's so stressful. I'm so happy as we found you. Everybody in town said to call you. Everyone said you're very good. It's a contractor that was out here working on somebody's house. And I said, did you call Dakota Basement? I said, where are they at? He said, well, South Dakota. I said, they come to Nebraska? That's what I said. Oh, gosh. Because Thrasher, I was just like, I said, I might as well just push the house under.
That's part of it with Eric and his company is they have the same mindset, and that's important. So that goes back to the quality issue and stuff, and the way they handle it, and how he is about making sure that what he does, he stands behind his work 100%.
Is important. Yes.
Every customer, yeah. Their uniqueness, whatever they have going on, he handles it in such an amazing way. I could not recommend him more. Yeah. And we do already.
Thank you both so
Yeah,
much.
we tell everybody or anybody that'll listen, if you ever need basement work done, call this man.
Call Dakota Basement.
Because, they're great. Don't go with anybody else, call Dakota Basement.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Around, and we had some work done with another company, and we still had some problems with seepage, and I called Eric.
And so you definitely would recommend them to others?
Yeah, and I've recommended him to a couple other people, and anybody that asked me about him, and I've been told over and over again by the people that I've recommended that they're happy with the work and it's performed. This is the first year we've had no humidity, and our basement is, basically fixed. We used to have humidity on our windows all the time, and now our dehumidifier doesn't run at all anymore.
Peg, thank you for agreeing to meet with me tonight and just talk about your experience with your home and why you needed some help from Dakota Basement Systems.
You're welcome. We talked to Eric when we were getting ready to sell a rental home and needed some repairs on the basement, and that's how I got acquainted with him. So then I asked him to come over and do an estimate on our basement, because we've gotten water in our basement since the mid-'80s on and off. Most years, unless it's exceptionally dry, we get water in the basement. So
frustrating. So
very
you
so.
Not had just one home, but two homes done with
Well,
Dakota
the
Basement
one
then.
that he did, the rental property, was basically fixing cracks and things to meet their inspection needs
Okay,
before
sure.
we sold it. And then this one, we did put in the tiling system, so.
Okay. And once Eric was hired to come, tell me about your experience with his work and his promptness, and if you were satisfied.
We were very satisfied. He gave us an estimate the day he came to look and stuck to that. That was spot on when we finished the job. He was done way quicker than he expected to be. He told us 2 to 3 days, and they were done in a little over a day and a half. So challenging basement, because they had a lot of field rocks in the floor and in the
Sure.
walls that they had to go under and things like that. So they conquered that with a great amount of speed and energy. And
great.
Yep.
So all in all, you've been satisfied? Haven't had any problems since this has been done?
We had one little snafu with, I think it's called a sensor that would run the backup pump, but that's been under warranty and replaced and all
Sure,
that. So
minimal.
yeah, with all the winter snows melted and stuff this year, we had no water in the basement whatsoever.
Wonderful.
Been actually able to finish off the floor and redo a bathroom down there and actually have a nice usable dry clean space. So.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So everything is timely and efficiently, and you're satisfied?
Very
and
satisfied.
You would recommend to others?
Yes, we would. We recommend it to anybody. I mean, he's very easy to take care of, very pleasant. Like I said, called when he said he was coming, he came when he said he was coming, and really nice to deal with, so.
Okay, wonderful. Well, thank you so much for your time this evening.
You're welcome.
It's been nice meeting you.